I'm Chris Wiseman, and I am the very proud president of this university, St. Xavier University. Welcome to St. Xavier University and our new Center for Instructional Design and Academic Technology, financed in large part by the state's capital construction program designed to address the critical needs of the state's private colleges and universities. Governor, I have to say that this occasion is even better than meeting you in 2011 when you greeted our NAIA National Football Champions.
All right, well, very good. Yeah. Excellent.
Indeed, we are honored that you've chosen St. Xavier University as part of your agenda to improve higher education for the students we educate. For 169 years, this Catholic institution, founded by the Sisters of Mercy, has been bringing education to populations that historically have been underserved. Though it began with women and girls in 1846, it adheres to that critical legacy today by serving a population of students that looks very much like the demographic of 21st century America. Our undergraduate population of nearly 3,000 students is 15% African American and 28% Hispanic. Another 2% are people whose ethnicity and race defy any single descriptor or category. What's more, over 90% of these students are from the state of Illinois and 33% of those from the city of Chicago. At the same time, they are 61% first generation, and over half of them receive federal Pell and state MAP monies. On average, their families this year can afford to pay only $871 to the cost of their students' college education, and nearly 4 out of every 10 of our new freshmen this fall had an estimated family contribution of 0. To walk the halls of this institution with me, Governor, is to understand that we don't Photoshop diversity or seek out a pedagogy for teaching intercultural competence. It's woven into our DNA, and we live it. But let there be no mistake, we are among the most successful at what we do and worth every cent of this state's investment in the students we educate. Consider that our freshman retention rates for the past 3 years have been over 75%. And our 6-year graduation rates continue to range between 52 and 56%, even with a population that is economically vulnerable.
I know this campus very well. It's a lot different than when I was literally picking weeds on that corner over there. As was mentioned, my aunt, Sister Mary Loretta Quinn, was a Sister of Mercy, and I worked here in the summer of 1964, before you guys were born. And my aunt graduated from the University of Notre Dame. She got a PhD in biology, and that was in the 1950s, and ND was not a coeducational institution for undergraduates, and I think she was the first woman to be admitted to their postgraduate programs. And we used to go to the Notre Dame games, and my father and mother and my other brother, I had 2 brothers, and we all went to meet my aunt down there on that campus. And she really understood back in the 50s, a lot tougher time, how important it was for everybody to be in and nobody to be left out, and especially making sure that women had every opportunity possible in life that they're entitled to. And this institution, St. Xavier's, at one time was only for women, and it did such a great job at training women teachers and doctors and lawyers and people who made a difference in our whole state of Illinois. And I was so happy when it became a coeducational institution, and it's bigger and better than ever. Just driving around the campus, it takes my breath away. I know what certain buildings were or were not when they 50 years ago, and just see the growth over 50 years in St. Xavier's, and to know that this is the oldest Catholic university in Chicago. 1846 it started. My aunt had a greenhouse. I think it was on the 2nd or 3rd floor, and on Christmas time, Easter, and holidays, we'd come to visit her. And I also played in the basketball court there. It's a little different now, and it was always good to come here. But the most important thing about St. Xavier's are the students, the diversity of the students. A friend of mine, Warner Sanders, I think he spoke at your graduation a couple years ago, and he said he's come to the United Nations. Everybody from all over, the diversity, and as mentioned by Christine, many folks don't have a whole lot of money, but they do have the ability to do college work. And so we in Illinois have to make sure that we have scholarships available for students to go to higher education and institutions like St. Xavier's to get that degree. And I really believe in our MAP program. It's called Monetary Assistance Program. It's a scholarship program, 140,000 students, and I think there's 1,500 right here on this campus get a scholarship every year. They have the ability to do college work. We need to make sure we help them finance their education and make it affordable. The number one source of indebtedness in America today, it's not credit card debt, it's student loan debt. And we have to make sure that we, the people of Illinois, put our shoulders to the wheel and do even better on our scholarships. And I want to thank the man with the broken arm there, Ed Maloney, for his steadfast commitment to this mission for many years. Ed is from this neck of the woods, and he was an excellent high school basketball referee. My brother knows that. My brother was a coach for 34 years, and Ed doesn't call them as he sees them. He calls them as they are. He has that ability to know exactly what the truth is. And the truth is, Ed's commitment to higher education when he was in the legislature is really, really very important. And it's been taken up by his successor, a very good friend of mine who's here today. And I really want to thank Bill Cunningham, who voted for the funding to make this day possible. Bill is really there for us. Thank you very much. He works with Fran Hurley, our state representative from this area, and excellent Alderman Matt O'Shea. I think every time I see Matt, he says St. Xavier's and how can you help? And I think it's important to have a crew, an excellent team of legislators, Bill Cunningham, Fran Hurley, Matt O'Shea, who understand what this institution means. I knew it when it first started, frankly, way back in the 50s when this campus began and started to grow. And that's why I wanted to come here today to say that the state of Illinois, on behalf of all the people of Illinois, we're investing $2.2 million to build a new science facility here for biology and other sciences. It's a very, very important investment by the people of Illinois that will pay dividends for a lifetime. All the leaders, all the people that I see right here who are going to make a difference in life, we have to invest in you. We believe in you. You are our future. We're custodians of your future. And I happen to be 65 years old, and I have to live to 102 to pay off my kids' college loans. So I'll be around for a while, but it's important to understand that investing in your education and your future and the facilities, 21st century facilities that'll make your education top-notch and give you the opportunity to learn as much as possible, that's going to make a difference in our life. We know that we have challenges. Sometimes they're very stern challenges, and they may be in public health. And we've got to make sure that we are ready for anything. We can handle anything. And I do want to say in closing from my remarks, now my mother, she was with us. She was my sister, my aunt's best friend. She actually introduced my father. My father was introduced to my mother by Sister Mary Loretta Quinn many years ago. My mom and dad were married for 65 years. My dad passed away 6 years ago, but my mother's still living. And today is her birthday, okay? And she is 97 years old, okay? Now, how about that? Pretty good deal. And she's a believer in the Sisters of Mercy, I guarantee you that. But when my mother was born, and I want everybody to understand how our country can build and grow and make itself better, my mother, in 1917, her gender couldn't vote. There was, in America, believe it or not, women couldn't vote. In 1917, it was not until 1920 that we passed a constitutional amendment reforming that and making it better. And look at all the things that have happened since then in my mother's lifetime, almost 100 years. All the things we've made our country better, our state better, and we have a lot more work to do. You know, we're not perfect. We understand we're trying to perfect our union and make it better. So that's why I definitely wanted to come here today. I really feel this is a special place for our family and for Illinois, the family of Illinois.